Good day, everyone. My name is Merjoy M. Hipolito, a BSED Social Studies 2, and now I am going to discuss about the RA 9442, the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, and RA 10665, the Open High School System Act. Before we begin to discuss our topic for today, let me introduce first the objectives. At the end of the session, the students will be able to understand the key provisions of RA 9442, the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, and RA 10665, Open High School System Act, and their respective impacts on social inclusion in the Philippines. Compare and contrast the approaches of RA 9442 and RA 10665 in addressing barriers to access and participation in education and society, analyzing their effectiveness, and appreciate the role of legislation in promoting equity and access to education and opportunities for all Filipinos, including persons with disabilities. RA 9442, the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, is an act amending Republic Act No. 7277, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, and for other purposes. This law amends Republic Act No. 7277, the original Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, to expand the rights, privileges, and protections for individuals with disabilities in the Philippines. It promotes their inclusion, equal opportunities, and full social participation. Now let us discuss first the brief background about RA 9442. Before RA 9442, PWDs in the Philippines face significant challenges including discrimination, limited access to education, employment, and health care, and lack of opportunities for participation in society. These challenges often stem from societal attitudes, lack of accessibility, and inadequate support systems. The law was enacted to address these issues and promote the full integration of PWDs into all aspects of life. The contributions to RA 9442. RA 9442 has made significant contributions to the rights and welfare of PWDs in the Philippines. It has discounts, established a legal framework for disability inclusion, promoted accessibility and equal opportunities, and strengthened the role of the government and empowered PWDs. The implementation of RA 9442. The implementation of RA 9442 has led to notable improvements in the lives of PWDs in the Philippines. First is increased awareness and sensitivity. The law has raised awareness about disability issues and fostered greater understanding and acceptance of PWDs. This has led to a shift in societal attitudes towards PWDs, promoting inclusivity and respect. Second is improved access to services. There has been a significant increase in the availability of accessible facilities and services for PWDs. This has allowed PWDs to access essential services like education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. Third is enhanced participation in society. PWDs are increasingly participating in various aspects of society, including education, employment, and civic engagement. This demonstrates the positive impact of the law in empowering PWDs to participate fully in society. Through the implementation of RA 9442, people with disabilities in the Philippines have a stronger voice and greater opportunities to achieve their dreams and have a better life. Now let's proceed to the next topic, which is the RA 10665, the Open High School System Act. It is an act establishing the open high school system in the Philippines and appropriating funds. It was enacted in the Philippines on July 9, 2015 to establish an alternative secondary education program that would provide access to quality education for all Filipinos, regardless of their personal, geographical, socioeconomic, or physical constraints, to encourage them to complete secondary education. It seeks to provide more learners access to secondary education through the open learning modality. The Act declares the state's policy to broaden access to quality education through an alternative secondary education program that enables youth to overcome barriers and encourages them to complete their secondary education. This aligns with the 1987 Constitution's mandate to encourage non-formal, informal, and indigenous learning systems. The establishment of the Open High School System or the OHSS. The OHSS is established as part of the Department of Education's Alternative Secondary Education Program. It aims to provide access to secondary education through the open learning modality. An open high school system is a flexible and adaptable approach to secondary education that allows students to customize their learning experience. Unlike traditional high schools with fixed schedules and courses, open high schools offer greater autonomy and choice. The learners of the OHSS. The OHSS is open to all youth and adults who have completed elementary education as well as high school qualifiers of the Philippine Educational Placement Test or the PEPT and the Alternative Learning System and Accreditation and Equivalency Test. The Open High School System Act has significantly impacted the Philippine education landscape by first expanding access to education. The OHSS provides a flexible and accessible pathway to secondary education for individuals who face barriers such as a distance, work, commitments, or personal circumstances. Second, promoting learner-centered education. The OHSS emphasizes a learner-centered approach, allowing individuals to learn at their own pace and according to their individual needs and preferences. Third, enhancing community engagement. The Act encourages community participation in the OHSS, fostering partnerships between schools, families, and local communities. And lastly, strengthening alternative education programs. The OHSS provides a framework for developing and implementing alternative education programs that cater to diverse learning needs and circumstances. And now that's the end of our discussion for today, and thank you.